The town of Ashton was small, unremarkable. It was nestled between rolling hills, perpetually shrouded in a thick fog. The fog was ever present, seeping into everything. It clung to the town like a shroud, muffling sounds and obscuring vision. The heart of Ashton held a haunting secret, Thornton Manor. The manor loomed over the town, a spectre of grey stone and crumbling grandeur. It was a testament to a time long gone and a beacon of tragedy. Local tales whispered of the manor's dark history. Each family who dared to reside within its walls met with misfortune. Unexplained accidents, strange illnesses, whispers of madness and death. The stories painted a terrifying picture. The manor, they said, was not merely a house. It was a vessel possessed by something ancient and malevolent. Its presence lingered within those fog-choked grounds, a constant threat veiled in mist and shadow. The townsfolk knew to avoid the manor. Its presence was a chilling reminder of the darkness that lurked beneath the surface of their seemingly peaceful town. The manor stood as a silent sentinel, a symbol of their unspoken fears, forever shrouded in the suffocating embrace of the fog.
Emily was not a woman easily deterred. A young historian with a thirst for the unknown, she was drawn to Thornton Manor like a moth to a flickering flame. Tales of the manor, dismissed by many as mere folklore, fueled her curiosity. She saw not a haunted house, but a puzzle waiting to be solved. Ignoring the warnings of the locals, she was determined to uncover the truth behind the manor's sinister reputation. Armed with her notebooks, camera, and a steadfast resolve, Emily arrived in Ashton. The palpable unease in the air did little to dampen her spirits. If anything, it only strengthened her resolve. She rented a room at the town's only inn, a quaint, creaky establishment run by a kind elderly woman named Martha. Martha, like the rest of the townsfolk, warned Emily against venturing to the manor. Her weathered face creased with worry as she shared the town's whispers.
"There's a darkness there, child," Martha had cautioned, her voice a low murmur. "A darkness that clings to those who dare disturb it."
But Emily wouldn't be swayed. She thanked Martha for her concern, her voice unwavering as she reassured the old woman. "Every mystery has an explanation," she said, her gaze fixed on the fog-shrouded silhouette of Thornton Manor in the distance. "I intend to find it." The air grew heavy as Emily approached the manor. The fog seemed to press in, clinging to her like icy fingers. A shiver ran down her spine, but she pushed onward, her boots crunching on the overgrown path. As she reached the foot of the steps leading to the main entrance, a sense of foreboding washed over her. It was as if the manor itself was watching her, its empty windows like vacant eyes peering into her soul. Taking a deep breath, Emily steeled herself and stepped inside. The air within was stale and cold, thick with the scent of decay and dust. Cobwebs hung from every corner, and the only light came from the slivers of gray sky that managed to penetrate the grime-covered windows. The silence was unnerving. It wasn't a peaceful quiet, but a heavy, expectant stillness that seemed to hum with unseen energy. As Emily moved deeper into the manor, she began to notice things. A floorboard creaking beneath her feet, the faint rustle of what sounded like fabric from a room above, whispers that seemed to dance just out of earshot. Her heart pounded in her chest, a drumbeat against the silence. Fear, icy and sharp, pricked at the edges of her composure. Yet she pressed on, her curiosity outweighing her growing unease. The manor held secrets, she could feel it. Secrets whispering in the shadows, waiting to be uncovered.
The manor held secrets, she could feel it. Secrets whispering in the shadows, waiting to be uncovered.
The second floor of the manor was a labyrinth of dusty rooms and shadowy corridors. Each room seemed to hold its own particular brand of decay, the remnants of forgotten lives scattered amidst the cobwebs and grime. In a room at the end of a long, drafty hallway, Emily discovered a glimmer of the past. A small wooden desk sat tucked into a corner, its surface covered in a thick layer of dust. Curiosity piqued, Emily approached cautiously. As she brushed away the dust, she uncovered a leather-bound journal, its pages yellowed with age. The journal belonged to Eliza Thornton, the wife of the manor's original owner. Its entries were penned in elegant cursive, chronicling life at Thornton Manor in its early days. As Emily delved deeper into the journal, a chill ran down her spine. Eliza's early entries were filled with hope and excitement about her new life at the manor. However, as the days turned into weeks, a sense of unease crept into her writing. She spoke of strange occurrences, cold spots, and whispers that seemed to follow her through the empty halls.
It watches me from the shadows, a presence I cannot escape.
Eliza's final entry sent a shiver down Emily's spine.
It has taken hold, she had written. Her normally elegant script a spidery scrawl. The entity, it whispers my name in the night. It is in the walls, in the air I breathe. It is with me always. I fear it will never let me go.
The entry ended abruptly, the rest of the page blank. Emily's heart pounded in her chest. Eliza's words were more than just the ramblings of a frightened woman. They were a warning, a glimpse into the true darkness that lurked within Thornton Manor. The air grew colder, pressing in on me, making it difficult to breathe. Closing the diary, I felt a shift in the atmosphere. It was a sound of ages, filled with a sorrow and rage that seemed to vibrate through the very foundation of the manor. The sound sent a shiver down my spine. The silence was shattered by a low groan from somewhere deep within the house.
Eliza's words echoed in my mind, a chilling reminder of the entity that haunted these halls.
I knew then that I was not alone.
Fear, primal and undeniable, washed over me in icy waves.
My heart pounded in my chest, my breath catching in my throat.
It was a presence that seemed to seep into my very being, whispering to my deepest fears. I could feel its malevolent gaze upon me, heavy and suffocating.
The entity had awakened, disturbed by my presence. I had to get out, escape the clutches of this place before it consumed me as it had consumed so many before.
Panic swelled in my chest, a desperate urge to flee rising within me.
Turning, I ran towards the door, my footsteps echoing in the oppressive silence. A cold blast of air slammed the door shut with a deafening boom, the sound reverberating through the house like a death knell. Its eyes, two pinpricks of white-hot light, burned into me, filled with a malevolence that chilled me to the core. A shadowy figure, tall and skeletal, its edges blurring in and out of focus. The air shimmered before me, and then it was there. Trapped, I spun around, my heart pounding against my ribs. I stumbled, falling hard against the dusty floorboards.
But there was nothing there.
I stumbled back, my hand instinctively reaching out for support.
Terror surged through me, threatening to overwhelm me.
The entity drifted towards me, its movements fluid and unnatural, defying the laws of physics. The entity loomed over me, its form shifting and contorting, taking on grotesque shapes that seemed to taunt me with their very existence.
The diary slipped from my grasp, its pages fluttering open as if caught in a sudden gust of wind.
A low growl emanated from it, a sound that seemed to claw at the edges of my sanity.
"You cannot hide," a voice whispered, raspy and chilling, seeming to come from everywhere and nowhere at once.
I scrambled back, my mind racing desperately for a way out. This was it, I realized with chilling certainty.
I didn't stop running until I reached the sanctuary of Martha's Inn. I burst through the door, gasping for breath, my eyes wide with terror.
Martha, her face a mixture of concern and grim understanding, rushed to her side. "I told you, child. That place is cursed."
I could only nod, my body trembling with the residual fear that clung to me like a shroud.
Word of Emily's encounter with the entity at Thornton Manor spread through the town like wildfire. Some dismissed it as the ramblings of a traumatized outsider. Others, their faces etched with a fear they could no longer hide, knew better. They had seen the look in Emily's eyes, the raw terror that spoke of an encounter with something truly evil. The fog that clung to Ashton seemed to thicken, as if mirroring the palpable fear that had gripped the town. Whispers followed Emily wherever she went, filled with a mixture of awe and trepidation. She had seen what they all feared, had come face to face with the darkness that haunted their lives, and she had lived to tell the tale. Emily left Ashton the next morning, the silver locket a constant weight around her neck. She knew that the entity was still out there, trapped within the confines of Thornton Manor, but for how long she couldn't say. The locket offered a reprieve, but it was not a permanent solution. The manor, she realized, was more than just a haunted house. It was a vessel, a conduit to something ancient and evil, something that defied explanation. The town of Ashton remained in its perpetual state of uneasy peace. The fog still clung to it, a constant reminder of the darkness that lurked just beyond the veil of normalcy. Thornton Manor stood tall amidst the mist, its silhouette a chilling reminder of the horrors it contained. The stories continued, passed down from generation to generation. A cautionary tale whispered around hearths, a reminder of the price one paid for disturbing the past. Thornton Manor remained untouched, its secrets locked away within its decaying walls. The entity, trapped but not vanquished, waited patiently in the shadows. The town of Ashton would forever bear the mark of its presence. The fog would remain a symbol of their collective fear, a constant reminder that some mysteries are best left unsolved.
My encounter with the entity at Thornton Manor left me with more questions than answers. Who was Eliza Thornton, and what had happened to her within the walls of that cursed house? What was the entity, and why was it bound to the manor? And what was the significance of the silver locket, the only thing that seemed to hold the darkness at bay?
Driven by these questions, Emily dedicated her life to researching the history of Thornton Manor and the entity that haunted it. She scoured historical archives, poring over old documents and maps, searching for any mention of the manor and its former inhabitants. She consulted with paranormal experts, seeking to understand the nature of the entity and its connection to the locket. Her search for answers took her across continents, leading her down a rabbit hole of ancient rituals, forgotten lore, and whispered legends. The deeper she delved, the more she realized the true extent of the mystery surrounding Thornton Manor. It was a tangled web of history, tragedy, and the supernatural, a puzzle with pieces that seemed to shift and change the closer she got to the truth. Yet she refused to be deterred. She had looked into the face of evil and lived to tell the tale. She would not rest until she had uncovered the truth, no matter the cost. Emily's story serves as a chilling reminder of the power of the past to reach out and touch our lives. It is a testament to the enduring strength of fear, of the darkness that can linger in the shadows of seemingly ordinary places. Thornton Manor, forever shrouded in its cloak of fog, stands as a silent sentinel, a warning to those who would seek to unravel its secrets. The past is never truly gone. It lingers in the walls of old houses, whispers in the wind, and haunts the dreams of those who dare to remember. The events at Thornton Manor serve as a chilling reminder that some doors are best left unopened, some mysteries best left unexplored. For the darkness that lurks beneath the surface of our world is patient. It waits in the shadows, biding its time, ready to claim those who are foolish enough to seek it out. And sometimes the most terrifying monsters are not the ones that go bump in the night, but the ones that reside within our own hearts, the ones that feed on our deepest fears, our unspoken desires, and our hidden shames. These are the monsters that truly haunt us, the ones that we can never truly escape.